another will darts back on the inside of the 100. Jimmy Star's flashing, but another will's clear. A win that means so much. Another will by a length and a quarter. Jimmy Star second from Stopati.
I just thought a bit deeper and thought, why is Matt Lurry running this horse at 2,000 metres? He must think this is an Oaks filly or something like that, because he's gone straight to 2,000 metres.
Treasure the moment, lapping up 2,000 metres. A very good win. Treasure the moment from Powers of Opal. 4 lengths, Killcare Beach Girl.
Switzerland is third up, peaking, and comes down to Melbourne for the Coolmore. I like that setup.
Switzerland a big winner by 2.5, Bellatrix Star. Photo third, Growing Empire or Lady of Camelot from Stolly Bolly.
But I like a Tissue to take out the Group 1 Empire Rose Stakes.
Amelia's Jewel just in front of a Tissue diving. It's a head bobbing go. A Tissue wins from Amelia's Jewel, Sox Nation, and then a photo for 4.
Hello everyone and welcome to my preview of Melbourne Cup Day. I thought Derby Day was hard. Doing tips for this card on Melbourne Cup Day goes to the extreme difficulty. So, like I said for my Derby Day preview, if I get at least one winner of my top selections, I will be happy. Let's get on with race number 1. Race 1 is the Group 3 Mariban Plate for the 2-year-olds over the 1,000 metres down the straight. Price tag is the $3.70 favourite ahead of Bakash, who's the second favourite at $8.50. $9 about for Shining Smile, as well as Military Tycoon and Pre-Star. $9.50 for My Show and longer odds the rest. We're going to take a look at the debutante stakes at Caulfield for our last start replay featuring Winmar, Bakash, and also the Opportunist. Now, Winmar finishes the first of the 3 highlighted on this in this race. They're all trained by Lindsay Park team, but Bakash had a good SP on this day and settled 3 wide no cover, so I can see why Bakash can turn the tables on Winmar, and I've got Bakash on top on Saturday. I think from gate 6, on Tuesday, it's not Saturday. From gate 6, I think it can settle midfield with some cover, peel out, and Hayes 2-year-olds usually do well, so I've got it on top. In for second, I've got Military Tycoon, the unraced written Tycoon filly from Kieran Maher. It's a Bennett racing horse and they're on fire at the moment. I think its most recent work was good. It's in with a chance. Lady Pankhurst in for third. John Sargent brings this horse down. That indicates X Factor to me. Jal Morera rides, was good in a Ramwick trial, winning last start. Draws gate 1, which is good for 2-year-olds, can find the fence. I think it's over the odds. And then in there for fourth, I have got Nikki Winmar. This horse, as already highlighted in the debutante stakes, was decent, and Blake Shin goes on. I'm in the corner of Bakash to start Melbourne Cup Day. Race 2 is the Tab Trophy for the 3-year-olds at listed level over the 1,800 metres. We've got equal favourites. Opening Address and Plymouth are both at $4. $6.50 about for Statuario, 8 Lavalier, 9 Hammett, and longer odds the rest. This was the last start run of Opening Address in the Vars Group 2 level on Cox Plate Day, where it got narrowly beaten by Red Aces, and King of Thunder was pretty good in this race as well. King of Thunder and Red Aces came out today in the Victoria Derby and didn't do a whole lot, but Opening Address I like back to an easier grade and back in distance. It's back from 2,040 to 1,800 metres, back from Group 2 to listed level. Ethan Brown off, James McDonald on. From gate 6 can be on speed. It's ended up being my best of the day, Opening Address, on a really tough card. I like it. I think it'll get a good run up on speed and it'll be given every chance. In for second, Kenmare Bay is fit. John O'Shea sends this horse south. Maps well, Ben Mellum on. I think it's a good chance. Hammett in there for third. Was a winner of a Supermaiden last start. Jal Morera goes on. Maps well. I've got it in there for third. And in for fourth, I've got Plymouth, who's the equal favourite. Blake Shin retains the ride. Was a good SP last start against a little horse called Treasure the Moment, who won today at Flemington. I'm in the corner of Opening Address. My best of the day on Melbourne Cup Day. Race 3 is always a spectacle. It's the Gys Racer benchmark 90 over the 1,400 metres. Your favourite is Cloudland. It's at $2.30 ahead of Wright and Rose, who's at $5.50. $6.50 about for both Mathletic and Stormfront. $7.50 for Chattahoochee, and longer odds the rest. This was the last start run of Stormfront at Cranbourne in a benchmark 70. It had a good SP this day, starting a $2.20 favourite and well backed, and didn't really fire a shot. I thought it cornered a little bit awkwardly, and I think it'll be better suited getting onto the wide expanses of Flemington. It's drawn gate 13. I think that forces Ben Mellum to push up and settle outside the likely leader in Ascension. It's got the light weight of 54 kilos, drops down from 58 kilos to 54 kilos, gets the blinkers on for the first time, is rock hard fit, peaking fourth up, and the Gys Racer, it's not a genuine benchmark 90 field in any year, so I think Stormfront can get the job done. It was out of him and Cloudland. I've got units on both of them. I found it hard to split both of them. James McDonald could ride the first 3 on the card. From gate 10, Cloudland looks to get a good run up on speed. It comes down from Queensland. It's a very good chance. In there for third, I've got Mathletic. This horse is first up, but it's 2 from 5 first up, and Blake Shin rides it, maps well. Happy to have it in there for third. And in for fourth, Brighton Rose. Has the 54 kilos, looks to get a nice run up on speed from the low draw, and it should be running well. Stormfront ahead of Cloudland for me in the Gys Race. Race 4 is a 3-year-old set weights plus penalties race over the 1,000 metres. This is an open race. Versailles is the favourite at $6.50 ahead of Manolo Bling at $7. $7.50 about for both Winners Edge and also Dame Hood. Gruzamba is at $8.50 and longer odds the rest. Gruzamba is the last start replay horse we're going to be taking a look at of. This was its maiden win at Kyneton. From the low draw, it got to the front and the fence, and at $1.45 was able to record a 5-length win. This looks a very progressive horse. It's a gelding by Grunt out of an Exceed Excel mare, so it might want further in time than the 1,000 metres. But I think gate 14 down the straight is absolutely ideal, can be up on speed, and I'm not too sure about this race because they're all up-and-comers, and they've all basically won in the country except for half the field which have been racing at city level, so it's really hard to compare, but I like the win of Gruzamba at Kyneton on debut, and I reckon it can do something special up in class. In for second, Dame Hood was a last start Ballarat maiden winner. I liked its work there. Gate 5 down the straight was the only reason I had Gruzamba ahead of it, but Craig Williams takes the ride. It's in with a good chance. Point B, Kieran Maher and Joe Moreira combined. Gate 12 down the straight is good. And it was a decent last start maiden winner at Moe, so I think it's a tad over the odds. And Versailles, lacking race fitness, but it was a good maiden winner on debut at Bendigo. Gruzamba in a wide open race for me. Race 5 is a benchmark 96 over the 2,800 metres. Kinesiology is the favourite at $4.20, ahead of at $6. Whiskey on the Hill, $8.50 about for the toppy. The third favourite, Hit the Road Jack, and longer odds the rest. We're going to take a look at the last start run of Kinesiology. This was at Leopardstown at Group 3 level, where it did some really good work through the line over 2,400 metres. I think the step up to 2,800 metres will suit on Tuesday. It is 7 weeks in between runs, so might be tiring at the end of the 2,800 metres. It doesn't have a jockey booked yet, but I'm half expecting J-Mac to get booked because this horse does look like it's a pretty good chance, and it's got the class to win in my opinion, so I've got it on top. Ahead of the toppy, Hit the Road Jack, who is a very classy horse, has been running consistently at Group 3 and listed level of late. Draws gate 16, so will be off the fence. Blake Shin goes on this horse. I'm confident it can run well. Convener was good behind Whiskey on the Hill last start. Gets a little weight swing on that horse. I reckon it'll be running well. And then in there for fourth, I've got Newfoundland for the Waterhouse Bot team, and Jamie Carr dropped significantly in weight from its last start win at Warwick Farm. I like Kinesiology, the import, to take out the 2,800 metre benchmark 96. Race 6 is the listed Furphy Plate over the 1,800 metres. Apulia is the favourite at $3.20, ahead of Earl of Tyrone at $6.50. Aaron Bay is at $7, then out to $8.50 for Cafe Millennium, and longer odds the rest. This was the last start Seymour Cup replay featuring Midnight Blue, Earl of Tyrone and Jimi Hendrix. Now, the run of the race for me was Earl of Tyrone, back to the inside. It did some really good work through the line. My major query with Earl of Tyrone is that it's second up off a long break. I think that's where horses tend to put up their flat runs, so I was keen to find something other than Earl of Tyrone. I've landed on Jimi Hendrix. It's first up off a Queensland campaign. It's 0 from 6 first up, 3 from 4 second up, which is something that jumped out at me. Gate 4 can settle closer in the run than what it normally does. It needs to jump the gates well, this horse. It has a habit of missing the start. Blake Shin goes on. I reckon it's over the odds at $11. Earl of Tyrone in for second. It could come out and bolt in. It looks a very good horse. Midnight Blue in there for third. Won that Seymour Cup, so it has to be considered. And then in there for fourth, Zachariah. Joe Moreira rides this horse. Was too far back against Mighty Ulysses last start, and will be running home hard at the end of the race. Jimi Hendrix for me, ahead of Earl of Tyrone. They're pretty close. Race 7 is the Group 1 Melbourne Cup over the 3,200 metres. I've already done a separate previewing just this race on my channel, so if you haven't seen that, go and check it out. Vauban and Buckaroo are equal favourites at $6. One Smooth Operator is the third favourite at $7.50. Sea King is at $9.50. Longer odds the rest. We're going to take a look at the Ebor handicap featuring Sea King and also One Smooth Operator. Now on Prince of Penzance from Gate 1. Jamie Carr ran third on a Prince of Arran from Gate 1. Holly Doyle draws Gate 1. It sets up to be a similar sort of story, and I hope it can get the job done because it was mighty impressive for the Bendigo Cup last week. Sea King for me, ahead of One Smooth Operator, who will take good benefit out of that Geelong Cup win and be running probably better rating than what it did last start. Mostly Cloudy is my smoky. This horse has struck a wet track its past 2. It doesn't like wet ground. Last time it was on a good track. It half matched motors with Duke de Sessa, and that horse went on to win the Caulfield Cup. So I'm pretty confident Mostly Cloudy can be running better than the $101 suggests. Gate 16 will be getting back and charging home. Athabaskan, I think, is a really good profiler for the Melbourne Cup. Step up to 3,200 metres, suits last start winner at Randwick. But I like Sea King. Come on, Holly Doyle, take out the Melbourne Cup. Race 8 is the listed Amanda Elliott for the 3-year-olds over the 1,400 metres. Big Swinger is the favourite at $3.50, ahead of Extremely Hardies, who's at $6, out to $7 for Stage and Screen, and longer odds the rest. Titanium Miss. This was its last start run at Randwick in the Reg Allen, won by Aliana. Now on this day, this horse only got beaten by a length and a half to Aliana. Aliana came out and won the Carbine Club today by about 3 lengths. Titanium Miss settled 3 wide, no cover the trip, and I did my form and everything before the markets come out, so I was expecting this horse to be it'll be about $9 or maybe even $10. 51 is whoever put the markets up, are you serious? $51 about this horse. K-Mac goes on, draws Gate 10 for a nice run on speed, away from the inside, each way all day. It's the greatest roughie I've seen for a fair, wild Titanium Miss. My money will be on it. And in for second, as I try and remember who I've got in for second, I've got Delicious for Jamie Carr. Kieran Mark combines. Also coming through that Reg Allen. Finished just in front of Titanium Miss on that occasion. Gets in with a lightweight but needs luck from the draw. Komodo Dragon has been running good up in Sydney. John O'Shea brings it down south. Hasn't missed the placings in all of its 5 career starts. Ben Mellon takes the ride. And then in there for 4th, Media World. I think Gate 12 will suit this horse. By this stage of the day, was good in the Dulcify last start behind Swift Falcon. It's in with a decent chance. Titanium Miss, 50-1. Come on, man. Race 9 is the Group 3 Hong Kong Jockey Club Stakes over the 1,400 metres for the mares. Aviatrix is the favourite at $3.70. Miss Aria on the second line of betting at $7, out to $8 for Kona Sana, and longer odds the rest. In my opinion, the Hong Kong Jockey Club Stakes is the hardest race to do the form in each and every year, and this year is no exception. I've landed on full for Cindy. This was its last start run in Sydney. First up in a benchmark 94 over the 1,200 metres, won by Ostraka. Now, it had no chance of matching motors with Ostraka. Ostraka came out and ran in the Golden Eagle today, so it just shows the form stands up. I usually hate horses that run first up and then switch states for their second up run, and regular viewers of the channel will know that, but I think this horse could be different because it's 0 from 5 first up, but 3 from 3 second up in its career. I just think it can handle the first up to second up switch a lot better, and at $27 it appeals considering I think it's a classy horse. So from Gate 9, Damien Lane on will be off midfield and hopefully chiming in when the race gets busy, and yeah, it can win, hopefully. Quintessa in there for second. Back on a firmer surface will help this horse. Last time it was on a good track. Beat Extra 2 in the Cochrane Stakes, carrying 60 kilos. Needs luck from Gate 18, but will be running well. In for third, I've got one at the light weight of 55 kilos. Mickey D and Graham Begg combined splashback. This horse was a good first up winner at Seymour. Is up in class now, but you know, this mare's race isn't stacked with a lot of quality, and I think dropping back to the 55 kilos suits. It has got quality, but I just think an up-and-comer like Splashback can make its presence felt. And in for fourth, I've got Miss Aria. This horse has been oh so consistent. Blake Shin goes back on this horse. Was third behind Lady in Pink and Revolutionary Miss last start. It'll be running well. Fall for Cindy for me in the second last. Race 10 to finish the day is a benchmark 84 over the 1400 metres. We've got the favourite as Warney at $3.60. Is It Me is the second favourite at $6.50. We've got $7 about for Rheinberg and longer odds the rest. I've ended up landing on Meridius in the last. This was his last start run at Caulfield, where it ran 5th, beaten by Poison Chalice and Vedad in this benchmark 84. It ended up finishing 5th, did some decent work through the line. I like this horse's first up to second up record. It's 0 from 5 first up, 2 from 4 second up, which I like. Gate 13 late in the day I like. Blake Shin on from Luke Cartwright, who was on at last start. Significant jockey upgrade I like. And at double figures, I reckon it appeals in the last. I was tossing up between it and also the favourite Warney, but I ended up going with Meridius just for a price thing. $13 is a bit better than $3.60. Warney was a very good first up winner at Flemington. It's off a long break though, I've already alluded to in this video. Second up off a long break, I think it's a bit of a flat run, but Warney looks like a progressive horse and could overcome that. It's 1 from 1 second up, it's lightly raced, it's in with a very good chance. In there for third, I've got Shalton Lane. This horse draws gate 15. I think that's ideal this stage of the day. It's been running consistently of late. And Rheinberg from gate 1, it's consenting race fitness, but James McDonald rides. I reckon it's in with a decent chance. Meridius for me in the last race. Thank you everyone for watching my preview of Melbourne Cup Day. Hopefully you enjoyed. It's a really tough day to pick winners. A lot of my selections double figures. It's about a 4.5 unit spend. Hopefully we can carry on from what was a perfect, well, not perfect, but really, really good Derby day. Yeah, thanks everyone again for watching. Hopefully I get a few winners. And until next video, bye for now.